Hi friends, it's Cindy Duncan with Cindy Duncan Arts. It's been a long time since I've posted something, and I actually decided I would post this showing my face. Um, since I've been on last, I have I've been still doing all the thrifting that I was doing before, all the estate sales and things like that. I just finally decided that I was going to sell something. So I have a booth now in a local thrift store. It's not a thrift store, I didn't mean that. It's more like an antique store, but mostly vintage things, vintage and gift items. So I have a booth there. So far, I'm not selling gangbusters, but I am selling and I'm learning. And I guess that's a good thing. And hopefully it'll pick up so that I have a reason, an excuse to go estate sale shopping. Because I love that. At any rate, so I've been doing that. My plan is this summer to get out and go to flea markets and sell stuff at flea markets. There's a huge one about an hour from my house, which I am going to do. But the problem with that is I'm always afraid to get up. I don't really want to get up at 5 a.m. to get out there because flea market people start really early. At any rate, so that's what's going on with me in that regard. I do have an announcement to make as far as teaching goes, because you know I like to teach art and projects and things like that, and I have something coming up on that. Those of you that follow me on Instagram have already seen it, so you already know what's going on, but I will show you the projects that I'm doing and tell you more about that later. But I just thought I would do a little bit of a project share, since I haven't been on for a while. Oh, and also back myself up to tell you that in addition to the booth and all of that kind of stuff, I'm going to start a new channel. My dog. I'm going to start a new channel, and my booth name at the vintage store is Mimi's Treasure Cottage. Because I keep telling my girls, I have a 22-year-old and an 18-year-old who are not dating and who are not at any time soon going to be having children. Let's all hope and pray. But I keep telling them that I'm too young to be a grandma, so that when that time comes, we're going to pick a new name because I don't really want to be called grandma. So in my research of grandma names, I've always kind of thought it was cute, the name Mimi. And so that's where that came from, because I was looking for something vintagey, and you know, a grandma name is vintagey. So it's Mimi's Treasure Cottage. And I do have an Etsy set up for it already. I just don't really, at the time I'm filming this, I don't have anything over there. If that changes, I may add a thing at the end of the video or put the link down below. But I do have, I've had it for a while, but Mimi's Treasure Cottage, I do have it. So I'll be selling there as well. And I may sell on either here or on Instagram some things too as I get moving, you know, as it becomes not so much of an unknown, I guess, you know, to do all that and how it works. Because also to fill you in, I take care of my dad. And my dad is 86 years old. He still lives at home. And I am at his house 3 times a week, usually between 12 and 14 hours a week. And so he's actually my priority for everything. And in addition to my dad, I also teach drawing to little kids in an after-school art program. And then I do their social media. I do their Facebook and Instagram. And so, you know, those 3 things, I guess like 3 part-time jobs kind of keep me busy. And I find it a hard time to do the art. So I don't know, as I move into the summer and I don't have to teach, I have more time. But there's a lot of projects at my dad's house that have to be done. And I want to create. I just find, I don't know, are you guys like this? I just have a really hard time creating at home. I really find that the times I get to actually create are when I go away from my house. For instance, all of the stuff that you'll see here that I'm going to show you right now was done at my art group. Not at home, not just sitting around. It was all done at an art group meeting with friends where I planned to go away. So let me get started so you can see what I did. This little guy here, I'm going to show you her. This is like a spirit doll or something that I did. And she's not finished, as you can tell. Her hair's falling out. But this stuff is going to come up here and come out of the top. And all this is basically, it was a stick, and we wrapped it with twigs. Her other arm is over here. At first I was like, where's her other arm? Her other arm's over here. I think she was supposed to be this way, but I put her face over there, so now her arms look like they're going backwards like that. But that's okay. That's my little girl. And so kind of in this style that I like, with the vintage laces and stuff. So that's her. At another art group meeting, I did her, and she's not finished either. I did spend one whole day working to finish her, and got her, and if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this also, to get her going and get her caught up. But so these little pieces are not attached. Her necklace is not attached. That's what the pins are there for, to hold her in. But I did do a lot of the sewing. This is the back of her. She's actually, this is a paper clay on a stick to make the head. And the base of the body, and you can't see it underneath here, you can't see it, is floral foam. And so we carved out a body out of floral foam, and then, you know, made her from there. So, so that was my little girl. I had a name for her. I named her, and I think it might be on my Instagram. I did this a while ago, so if you follow me on Instagram, I think she has a name, and I forgot what it was. I'll have to look back and find out what it was. At another art group meeting we did, I lost off the side of my table, all the hair out of that doll fell off. We did these little Tim Holtz things. These were in Somerset Studio, and I have it right here, if you forgive the noise and my moving to the side. I have it here in my action drawer because my friend has a project in this Somerset Studios issue, and that's the same issue that the Tim Holtz thingies was in. So let me see if I can find it and show you. It's an afterthought. That's my friend's. I'll show you her stuff too. She does not have a channel on YouTube, my friend, but she does have a Facebook page, and she does have an Instagram, and I don't remember what her Instagram is called, so I will have to look that up and put that below for you. I hope I remember. If I don't remember, somebody tell me in the comments, and then I can put it in the comments. Let me find it. She said that it was in this issue. Where is it? Is this it? Ugh. All right, now that I'm looking all over for it, this is what happens when you're not prepared. Oh, there they are. Okay, so this is where that was inspired from. The artist who did this was Jenna Lee Anderson, and these are Tim Holtz dolls, and she did hers on tags, and we did, I mean, this is kind of a tag, but it doesn't have a hole in it, but it's the Tim Holtz paper doll divided in half with the legs sticking out below, and she did hers with stitching on a sewing machine. But at our art group meeting, we didn't have sewing machines, so we did not do them with sewing machines. So those are my versions of that. My friend's stuff, if you have this issue of Somerset Studio, this was done by my friend Jane. So Jane did these wonderful, are these her, what are these? Checks. She altered guest checks. And so those are really very cool. And Jane, her last name is Wetzel, W-E-T-Z-E-L. And like I said, she does have an Instagram where she posts things. She's a fabulous artist. And I will try to remember to link it. She has a Facebook page also. I think it's personal, but she does have one. So anyways, there's that. And again, this is from, which issue is this? November of 2018 is what that issue was from. But at any rate, so, and we did these at Jane's house, actually. So we did these there, and we did these too because she's been doing a lot of mail art lately and classes, so we did these there. So this is actually a windowed envelope that I decorated. And of course, you know, I mean, you guys know I've done, unless you're new. If you're new, hi, thanks for coming by. Those of you that have watched for a while know that I like to do junk journals. So these are kind of cool for, you know, tossing in the junk journal, except they're not really oriented for that. But I actually thought of doing these. Both my girls are away at college, so I thought about doing this and sending it to them. My oldest daughter, when she first went away to college, and I sent her mail art all the time. She got kind of spoiled. Her friends were all excited to get it. And my youngest one, shoot, she's coming home soon, and I never sent her any mail art at all. And I had great plans to do it. It just never happened. So anyway, so that's the mail art that I did there. And then this last piece I did recently at another group of friends that does art, and I took and I can't really close it, but I had purchased at an estate sale a whole bunch of these cigar boxes. They're an unusual shape for a cigar box. They're rectangular, but they're much smaller and they're much deeper. And so I had these, and we were decorating cigar boxes. And so I took this and I did that, and I added the little whatever those are called. The name won't come to me, but anyway, I did those at the bottom. And then on the inside, you guys, I did a collage in the very back. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I did that collage, and what I did was I did it on paper. I cut a paper that would fit in there, and I did the collage separately and then pushed it back into the thing. And then I just added, there's actually another one of these. Spools, that's the word. There's a spool behind my guy to kind of hold him out, so he's glued to that spool. And then there's some little Christmas decorations back in there to add some bling and to make it exciting. And the trim around the outside. There's a tart tin glued on the top, and then also on the top I have some vintage pieces. This is some sort of vintage hardware that I picked up at an estate sale. And then this vintage piece here on top, I don't remember what it was from, but my friend gave that to me, and so I used that there. And so then I just have a little vintage pipe cleaner around the outside of there to finish that off. I did not do anything to the inside of here because I just thought that was very cool with all the colors. So there's that. This is probably going to be for sale in my booth at the vintage store at some point in time. I just haven't done it yet. I always like to have them sit around for a little while so I can enjoy them. And then also it gives me a chance to see if anything falls off or whatever and needs to be redone. I do need to reaffix the guy because the glue dot I used is not strong enough. So if I'm going to sell this as a, you know, as a piece and get what I should get out of it, I need to make sure that it's, you know, well done. So that's what I did, and again, I just wanted to stop in and say hi, and you know, in most of my videos, you don't see my face either. I may not have ever shown my face, so hi. But anyway, so, and I'm getting ready, like I said, I had to do another channel where I'm going to do all of my estate sale and thrifting and stuff, all of those hauls. I'll be doing it on that channel, and it will be for Mimi's Treasure Cottage. If I don't have it up at this time, when I do have it up, I'll be sure to let you know. You can always search for it and see if it pops up. So Mimi's Treasure Cottage, and anyway, thanks for stopping by. If if this is your first time stopping by and you like to see the kind of art that I do and the, you know, the tutorials from time to time, I don't always do them. You know, subscribe. That would be awesome. Give me a thumbs up and comment below. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Bye.